All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here at Alta Realty Group. And today we're going to go over the most useful uh, AI tools for realtors. So I spent a little time the other day researching what realtors are using and how they're using them and ways to become more efficient in all the things that we do. So this is going to be a very, very cool presentation. I'm really excited to show you guys these things because some of these tools are mind blowing. I've just literally in the last day or two started using some of them, and it is blowing my mind, improving my efficiency. It's really cool. So I'm excited to show you guys this stuff. So before we get into today's presentation, we're going to bring Bill Seitz, the corporate broker for Alta Realty Group, on the line. Good morning, Bill. How are you doing today?
Good. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, everybody. We're doing great. It's sunny and blustery out today. I think everyone had a good taste of some winter weather last a couple days, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. On the ranch here, we discovered new rivers that were formed.
Water will find a way, won't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Luckily, it was flowing and not just pooling up in one spot. So, but yeah,
Well, the Grand Canyon was started from a river,
there you go.
that's what water does. It'll find its way into anything.
Oh yeah.
Um, Yeah, welcome everybody. We got some new agents that I want to give a shout out to. I know Don Kearney sent me a list this morning, so we've got Ransom Nor, Jill Garland, Myra Serta, Minerva Heredia, and Julio Cruz. So if you guys are on this morning, welcome to Alta Realty Group. We're so happy to have you guys on the training this morning. We cover a fair bit of material, a fair bit of stuff in 30 minutes, make it quick and efficient and get in and out and get you on with your day. So thanks for being on part of our training with all of our regulars. So yeah, that's great. We're so happy to have you guys. And Kev, let's run through a few things before we get Daniel on the line. We're going to have Daniel Moray, one of our seasoned agents, give us a brief overview of what he does with distressed properties here momentarily. And he's looking for some agents to potentially help him in his business. So we're going to go through that with him momentarily. But let's start with the Broker Tuesday tip. I wrote that yesterday without ChatGPT. I'm I'm old school. And it's funny. I like it doesn't take me too long to write those things, but I'm kind of in that transition like everybody else. When to use it,
Uh,
when not to use it.
I got a good one for you today, Bill. You're gonna start using it today.
I know. They say like when you're in business school, I think Kevin and I both have business degrees, different types of business degrees, but nonetheless business degrees, and they go through the cycle of adoption, right? There's like the early adopters, then there's like the next level of people that jump in, and then there's like one more level, and then there's like the laggards. And the laggards are the last ones to buy the iPhone, to get Hulu on your TV or whatever. It's like there's a full like marketing cycle of people's adoption. How they're either like the full techies that jump in straight away and they're like, yeah, I'm all about it, and then there's the people that are like, I'm not so sure. So I'm kind of on the other end of that, but I'll get there. So, anyways, Broker Tuesday tip. I wrote it about FHA single unit approvals, and I think a lot of agents aren't aware of this. This is a big uh, problem solver sometimes when you're dealing with condominiums and those types of properties. Because what will happen is a lot of these communities will lapse their I'm sorry, their FHA designation or their affiliation with the FHA rules and guidelines through HUD. It's got to be updated, I'm pretty sure annually. So if they don't do the proper paperwork, don't update their records, right? There's certain criteria that has to happen for a community to actually allow FHA financing. But what's really cool is, and I was even talking to Megan Bixler, one of our agents, maybe about a week or so ago. She was able to get one done as well. I'm actually just working on one now. It's going to close next week. But same thing. We looked it up. The community had gone 3, 4 years without updating their FHA guidelines, FHA, requirements. But what you can do is you can, so in this case, we submitted the loan, we got the approval. It was an FHA deal. We got the HOA question. We paid, several $100s. That's the only downside to get the HOA questionnaire, get all of the documentation that HUD needs to make a determination on the single unit approval. It's called a spot approval. And it goes pretty quick. It only takes about a week. Once you submit the HOA questionnaire and documentation of what HUD needs, it really is not, a week is not too bad. So we did get the spot approval. It's the first one I've actually done, because this is the first time the scenario has come up for me personally. But I know it's happened to a couple of you other agents out there. So it's good to know that there is a solution to this, that there is a pathway forward for first-time home buyers sometimes in these situations, because we all know first-time home buyers a lot of times don't have a huge down payment, and they do utilize condominiums sometimes as their first properties. And number two, for sellers should know this, or you as a listing agent should know this, that this is a possibility to help your seller, get rid of their asset, and knowing that this is a possibility. You're not just turning away an FHA buyer because you don't feel that the community is going to get approved for financing. So that was the tip yesterday. I hope you all read that one. I think it's actually super important one. And if you have any questions, you can certainly reach out to me. I can dig into it a little bit further, but that one is good, Kevin. Let's jump into interest rates. Interest rates have come down. They've actually got down to just about 4% beginning of the week, and we're about 4.07% on the 10-year now. I think 2 weeks ago we were at 4.07. There we go. So look at that little sharp little downward trend. We were getting right up about 4.3. I think we talked about it here. We said, hey, I don't see it going much higher. We were right. It is now trickled down just above 4%. So, they are expecting the federal minutes to come out of the Federal Reserve meeting. You can even see at the bottom there, Treasury yields nudge higher as investors await Fed meeting minutes. So we'll see if that does anything, but it is nice to see that creeping down towards 4%. I think if we can get under 4%, you're going to see a lot of rates in that high 5 range. So that's encouraging.
For sure. This is, and the interesting thing is also, if we take a look at the 5-year graph, it has been look at that. That tells a huge story, doesn't that? We have been in this little range for so long now, and obviously, way back when, you could get some really cheap money, but that is kind of amazing, right, Bill?
Yeah, I mean, people still hanging on to the thought that we're going to get back down to those 2%, 4% days. I don't know if that's going to happen. That was kind of
Not anytime soon.
well, it was kind of the perfect storm, and I'd actually have to look at that historically to see if that's even ever happened before, like where it's gotten down into the. I actually wrote some loans for people that literally were down into the 2%. And I know Chad Labasse. Uh, his wife was like, "Nope, it's going lower." I'm like, "I don't know. I think you should bag it right now." And she's like, "Nope, it's going lower." And they got some. I think they got like 2.25 on a 15-year. It was just ridiculous. I mean, it's as next to free money as you can get. But yeah, I don't know if we'll ever get down to that again. But if we could get into the five, it's just help, fives and fours, we would be in absolute great shape, and we'd all be very, very busy people. So we'll see what happens this year.
That's for sure, right?
Um, Instagram funny. No, which one is it? Oh yeah, it's the one on the bottom.
Yeah, and I think I have to optimize. I have to share my computer sound. I remember not doing that.
Yeah, we're learning all these things.
Right. All right, let me check this thing out. I didn't get a chance to look at it yet, so let's
It's
go.
just yeah.
Oh, I have to do this too.
I work 7 days a week. When I'm not working, I'm thinking about working. And when I'm working, I'm working. I work from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed, and I work 7 days a week. When I'm not working, I'm thinking about working. And when I'm working, I'm working. I work from the moment I wake up to the moment.
That's pretty good.
So I
We can
know a lot of
relate.
us, a lot of us out there can resonate with that. I certainly do. I have one of those brains that doesn't really shut down. So I thought that one was pretty funny.
I
Uh,
like that one, Bill. Thank you.
Anyways, we're gonna have a short little Q&A with Daniel Moret. He's one of our agents who's been in our organization for several years, and his kids and my kids went to the same school, or his kids are still at the same school. My kids have now graduated, but he lives here near us. But Daniel specializes in pre-foreclosure, probate, and short sales. And so if you're there, Daniel, you probably just need to unmute yourself, but we want to have you come on and say a few words about it.
All right. How you doing, Daniel? I
Are you
know
on?
he's unmuted, but perhaps his microphone is not working properly. Yeah, he says, just a minute, mic problem. He'll get it worked
Okay.
out.
Well, Daniel's not used to it like we are.
Yeah.
It
And
only took.
I had to do
How
some,
about now?
but there he is. Good morning, Daniel. How are you today?
Okay, all right, here. Let's figure this out here. Give me a second.
Yeah, you got it. You got it rigged up now.
We'll call you up. There
Hey.
he is. There he is.
All right, all right. I'm ugly.
Looking good this morning, Daniel.
Yeah, it's my weekly shower, Bill. Thanks.
So, anyways, as I prefaced, Daniel's one of our agents here. Kevin and I talk a lot about niche. Like, what's your niche? Are you a luxury agent? Are you someone who works a specific farm? Do you work with first-time home buyers? Do you work with veterans? There's so many ways to do this business. And, Daniel has carved a niche out for a long time. I'll let Daniel go through it, but Daniel specializes in, basically pre-foreclosure, probate, short sale, distressed properties. And that's been his niche. And so Daniel's very successful at it. And I'll let you kind of talk for a second about what you do, Daniel.
Yeah, appreciate that. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Kevin. Just a quick rundown about myself personally. I've been a licensed agent for 23 years now. Cut my teeth back in '02, '03, early on in the mortgage business. So got involved in the mortgage business early on from '03, probably to like 2010, 2011 when the market got kind of weird on everybody. Did a lot of products, construction lending, did the Fannie Freddie stuff, just the whole gamut of stuff, the stated as everybody used to love. But that ship sailed back in 11. But I stayed in the business and I transitioned from loans mainly to fix and flip. So I did fix and flip, I would say from probably 2012 until today. So I didn't get out of the business completely. I stayed in the business, but I went on the investor side. And so I continue to be an investor. I purchase properties for the purchase of fixing, flipping, renting. And since maybe 2014, we specialized specifically in foreclosures, short sales, probate and trust, properties that had a lot of distress on them from a number of reasons, whether it's litigation or whether it's an abandoned property or a whole gamut of things, really. But I have a team of about 7 people in my office, and some of those are data people. Some of them are on the phones. Other ones are on the street, boots on the ground, TC. And so, we built a successful vertical, and I'm happy to discuss it here. But, it's working well. The market's pretty prime for this type of stuff right now, especially. Whereas, the people who were traditionally were sellers are not selling right now, and the buyers are not buying. So my particular niche has done well, and it's reasonably recession proof. But it's a lot of work, and it's taken years and years of investment, trial and error, and a lot of overhead, a ton of overhead to get it where it's at today. So just happy to be on today. Thanks, Bill. Thanks, Kevin. And I'm proud to be of Alta. Alta has been really supportive of my business, and I really couldn't have done it without them. Their in-house escrow is amazing. Raquel's done a wonderful job, and so very happy to be with Alta. Very happy to for everything that they provide to their agents, and just looking forward to continually doing good business, success, and anything I can do for any agents or for anyone at Alta. Please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah, so Daniel's a great asset, guys. So what we can do, we'll put Daniel's phone number in the chat and also in the and Kevin can put it in the replay.
Hmm.
So for a lot of you who don't have experience in this field of, or you might come across a probate, you might come across, a short sale. Those seem to be maybe coming back a little bit. I think that's
Hmm.
the kind of the word. There might be more of those in the future. But Daniel also is looking to grow his
Yeah.
network and his team in certain locations. So he's ramping up, he's getting busier. And so we want to make this also an awareness for anybody who's maybe a little bit slow right now or would like to do, has always wanted to get involved with this type of niche of real estate. Uh,
Hmm.
Daniel's he's like he said, he's been through the trial and errors. He's made the mistakes. He's learned. He knows it. He knows his craft now. He's building his team out, and he's looking to target some new counties. He's
Right.
already, you're already in several counties, but you're looking to grow other counties, correct?
Yeah. I mean, we do business anywhere, from Sacramento to San Diego and everything in between. We get a lot of attorney referrals as well. So I'm really big on attorney referrals. They refer into us when they have a really messy deal that's high risk that needs to get done and needs to get done right. So we're real big on attorneys referring in or other agents referring in just to get the job done. And so yeah, we are looking to ramp up in other counties. Boots on the ground is something that we're definitely trying to expand on, and just looking for the grinder agent. We could talk about it more offline if anybody's interested, but we provide a lot of infrastructure, so it's not so much as the agent is on their own and kind of trying to do everything, trying to manage everything. We have a lot of in-house support over and above Alta's in-house support, which has been wonderful. But we have our own infrastructure that supports the agent on a daily basis, and even leads. I mean, leads is something that we generate a lot of leads, and we're happy to discuss what that means and what that entails. But yeah, we're here to look for some really good specific kind of agents. We're looking for somebody very specific. So this is not going to be for everybody. Um, Not looking for the brand new agent either, with all due respect. We want somebody who's done some deals, but we could talk about that more. I mean, there's more to be said. So yeah, appreciate you sharing my name. And yeah, Don Cash for Keys, I see that. That's great. But there's a whole slew of things that we do in order to make the listing successful for the seller, for the buyer, and for us, the agent, and especially for me as the investor. So I buy a number of these properties myself for my own investment, and so we'll get it how we can get it. We'll take it how we can take it, and happy to talk more about that.
Yeah. So Kevin, you put Daniel's number into the chat, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if anyone's interested, please reach out to Daniel, give him a buzz. He'd love to talk to you. I think it's a great opportunity for, those agents that do have experience that are interested in this area, in this niche, as we say, of real estate. And Daniel, thank you so much for coming on
Yeah.
and giving us a little tidbit of what you do and the opportunity for some of our agents.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, feel free to reach out, guys, and we'll probably be back on next Wednesday with some more team members to talk about it some more. But between now and then, I'd like to connect with some of you guys and see if this may be a fit for some of our Alta agents.
Excellent. Thanks,
All right.
Daniel.
Thanks,
Very
Daniel.
good.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay, appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
All right, so let's shift gears here and let's go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. I've created a graphic for you guys. So these are the AI tools. So we've been talking a lot about AI, and really the only things that I've been talking about are, uh, you know, uh, ChatGPT, even Grok, and some of the other platforms, Gemini. And one of the things that is important is to utilize some of these other AI tools with your AI. Okay, so I know that's interesting, but let's get into this. So, and this is one of the most uh, fascinating times to be a realtor and really just to be a professional and to be able to utilize some of these tools to increase our efficiencies, right? So what we're seeing in the marketplace is, and with other realtors, is the agents that are winning with technology right now aren't using it to replace what they've already known, which is the relationships, which is the deal structuring, which is the things that we know as a realtor. Those are the core things that will never go away, and those are so important. They'll never not be important. But the agents that are winning are creating efficiencies so they can spend more time doing the actual growing of the business, more time with the relationship stuff and with the things that create the real estate conversations and perpetuate the business. So this is not like, AI takes over your business and you just hang out. No, that's not even close the way it is. All it is ways to improve your flow of business, improve your efficiencies. So that's just the way to look at it. So one of the most coolest things that I have been using in the last couple days is called Whisper Flow. So this is just a app that you put on your computer and on your smartphone, and you're able to just talk to text, and it punctuates everything perfectly. It changes the format of the text so it looks perfect and it sounds perfect when you see it written. So Bill, you're talking about when you do your Tuesday broker tips. I want you to start to use this, and so this is still your voice. This is still your information. You're not using AI to make it, come up with it for you. You're using you're speaking your brain to create the Broker Tuesday tip, but you're doing it because the average person, even if you're good, you might be able to type about 40 to 45 words a minute, and I know some of you could do it a lot faster than that. But this allows you to probably triple that. In fact, more. And some people speak very quickly. And if you speak very quickly and you use Whisper Flow, it actually, you're going to be amazed. So let me just do a little test here. So I have it on my computer. So let me just see this. I'm going to use Whisper Flow to write a small paragraph, and I want it to be punctuated very, very well. See how cool that was, Bill? It's just like right there, no problem. So what you can use Whisper Flow for is basically everything. Instead of typing your emails, use Whisper Flow, MLS descriptions. Also, what's really cool is to use Whisper Flow to create the ChatGPT prompts and the other AI prompts, right? So we're going to use AI to do our AI. So really, really cool. So I've been having a lot of fun with that one. So the next one is Prompt Perfect. So most agents say AI didn't work for them. And I get it, because if you don't get the prompts right, it spits out something that's not efficient, and it's not what you're looking for, and it's not what is helping you actually get through a problem or make something that you're trying to do. So Prompt Perfect solves that. Instead of spending time trying to figure out how to ask the perfect question, you give it a rough idea of what you want. It restructures and optimizes the prompt so it goes into ChatGPT or Gemini or Grok perfectly so you get the better answer. So early on, a lot of agents did find AI frustrating, and I know I'm one of them. I really struggled with AI. I was okay with it, but I knew that there was a better way. And then when I was talking to other professionals, I saw that certain professionals had a better way to create the prompts. And creating those prompts is actually an art form in itself. So using perfect prompt actually allows you to get a better reaction or a better result from your AI. So super, super cool. The next one is called Plod, and I was just in the a doctor's office not too long ago, and I saw the doctor wearing a little gizmo on, on his vest, and I was like, "What the heck's that?" He's like, "Well, this is something that captures and summarizes what I say to my clients or my patients, and then I don't have to sit there and take notes." So he's sitting there just having a regular conversation with me, and then I said after the appointment, I said, "Hey, can I see what that did?" And he showed me, and so he was literally using Plod, and so Plod is one of those things that you can use to record what you're saying with your clients. And so when we're having a conversation with our clients, like for instance, in a listing appointment or a listing presentation, you're staying focused, but you're allowing yourself to record exactly what was said. And then what Plod does is it spits it out in bullet point format and it makes it make sense. So you have perfect note taking just by having that conversation. And I was amazed how it summarized things very properly. And then also has a function where it will take all of the different bullet points and then it'll create a summary of it at the very end. So very cool technology, and I think it will really help you guys if you start utilizing Plot. So look it up, and of course I have links to all these that I'm going to put into the replay. So please read over the replay. Please click on the links and start to use some of these things. And as with anything, it's going to take a little bit of getting used to, but I want you to at least try out a few of these and start to use them in your daily life. Whisper, that's just too easy. You have to do it. I'm all over it now. But Plod, I think, is going to be a really huge one for you guys. So please definitely start using this stuff. The
Evan,
next one is called Answer the Public. So,
Evan,
yes.
quick question.
Yeah.
How do you integrate it into your email? So we all use different emails, right? Some
Yeah.
people are using, whatever, some of the older, Yahoos and Hotmail, and then there's Gmail, and then everyone's got some of their, we use GoDaddy, right?
Sure.
For company stuff. How do you integrate this into that?
So once you download Whisper onto your computer, it's an app, and you give that app permission to integrate. So it's the same way that I am. Let's just go down to the bottom real quick. The same way that I'm just in a document right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I was in my email program, it's the same thing. And the way that it is on a Mac is you press down the function key and you just hold it down and you just start talking. So what I will do is I will show you that I'm now pressing my function key and it's recording exactly what I'm saying. So boom. See how that works, Bill? So if I was
Interesting.
in yeah, so if I was in my email system, I could use that.
So you
Also,
basically are just get once you download it, you're giving it access to your basically all your
yeah,
all your apps.
exactly. So it doesn't matter what I'm in. If I'm in, even Canva and I'm creating a document or, I'm creating a marketing piece, I can still use it that way. I can use it in really any of the programs that I'm using.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's super, super cool. So I'm going to get rid of that. But yeah, so now that I have that, I'm using it all the time. It's
Are you
pretty
on a
cool.
Mac now?
I'm on a Mac now. Yeah,
Okay.
I've gone over to the Mac world. My wife finally made me do it. So answer the public. This is a really interesting AI tool. So know what your prospects are asking. So if you want to win online today, guessing no longer works, right? You have to know what people are asking. And so what this does is it queries what people are putting into Google and what people are putting into AI platforms. And this shows you exactly what they are typing when they're researching things like neighborhoods, agents, buying or selling process, things like that. So this is absolute gold for content creation. So instead of posting what you think people are caring about, you're actually answering the questions that they're already asking in your content, right? And so that's how you show up also in search results. And this is the kind of thing that you can even put into your social media and into your websites. So you're really finding out what people are typing into Google and what people are asking so you know exactly what they're doing. Also, when you're in a conversation with a client and you query some of this stuff, you already know what other people are thinking with respect to certain situations. And so you're more prepared. So try that one out. I know it's kind of hard to extrapolate if you haven't seen it, but check that one out. It's pretty intense. Nano Banana, that's a fun one to say. This is for images. So images are everything in what we do. So visuals matter almost the most in all the things that we do as realtors. So it's actually built on Google's Gemini platform. So if you're used to using Gemini, it is the image enhancement and creation tool for Gemini. So agents are using it for things like thumbnails, marketing visuals, lifestyle imagery tied to local markets. If you're specializing in a specific town or a specific region, you can use it to create imagery from that area. So it's really mind blowing. And I want you guys to just start trying this stuff out. And so just like anything, I'm telling you about something, and then you go in and start to use it. And then you're going to start to get your own spin on things, and you're going to understand how you can use these things. But creating different images is so important. And a lot of times, I remember, 5, 7 years ago, more than that, it was getting images was so time consuming and it was so difficult to do. This actually just creates it for you. So this is important because you don't just accept the first result. You refine it, you adjust, you change the perspective, you improve the realism. The quality improves quickly and it saves time compared to the traditional design workflows that we're all used to. So, and again, this doesn't replace professional photography. Don't use this with your iPhones, with your listing photos, please. But it does dramatically improve everyday marketing assets, right? So it's not a replacement for professional photography. And then ManyChat, automates and engage instantly. So this is just, a lot of us have seen these chat bots where you put in something and the chat bot spits something out. It's a really cool thing to use, especially with social media, especially on things like Messenger. And so, if you've ever seen someone's post, comment, whatever word they choose, in the comments below, and post or comment below, and I'll send you all the details, right? Well, that's most likely them utilizing ManyChat. So in this example, when someone comments whatever word they choose, ManyChat will automatically send them a direct message with the requested details. So here's why that matters. It creates a two-way interaction immediately. Comments plus DM signals engagement to the algorithm, increase the likelihood that the future content gets shown. So having that two-way integration and that two-way dialogue, it forces the person down the down the road a little bit. So this is a really cool thing to engage people with your social media. So try that out. And once you get into there, you're going to see what I'm talking about. There's so many ways to have answers to a whole bunch of different questions that, again, they're already using, because you're going to use answer the public. So using all these things together is the holy grail of creating these efficiencies and making sure that you are working on the important stuff in real estate and not getting caught up in all of this typing and figuring out what the prompts are and all of those different things. So this is how you're going to one up your competitors, and you're going to be very, very efficient in what you do. And so the last one, of course, ChatGPT. That's the one I use the most. I use also Grok. I use Gemini a little bit. It depends on what. But this kind of a AI list is never going to be complete without at least mentioning ChatGPT. So that's the one that I use. And you can also think about these AI programs and these platforms like a CRM. The best one is the one you actually use. So, and then agents, are using AI to plan weekly schedules, build follow-up systems, outline listing launch strategies, generate content ideas tailored to their local markets. So over time, the real value shows up in the systemization. Every repeated process becomes smoother, and the agents seeing the biggest gains aren't using AI once. They're building it into their flow. They're building it into their operations. They're building it into what they do, and they're incorporating it into their business. So that's basically the bottom line. So, Bill, what are your takeaways from today's presentation?
Well, not to be a laggard. Start using it. Get out of your comfort zone. I'm guilty of this, so I need to do it myself, and I will challenge myself to do it. I will, maybe that'll be the challenge for the coming weeks, to do some of these emails via your suggestion. And I like the fact that we record these, because you can go through 4 or 5 of these, and maybe a couple of them you want to test, but you want to go back and listen to kind of how you've outlined it. It's really important to have that availability to go back and listen to this, because some of the stuff is technical, and might be new to some people, depending on where we are in the the technology stage. But I will make a promise to start using it, Kevin.
Yeah, and don't overwhelm yourselves, guys. Try a few of them first. If I was gonna challenge you, I would say try Whisper, see how that works, because that was the one that was just, oh, this is a no-brainer. This is absolutely easy to use, and it is helped my efficiency immediately. So that one, just try that first, and then you can slowly start to incorporate these other things. Nano Banana, also super cool image wise, but just try those two, and then let me know how it goes. Right? Send me a direct message or a text, and let me know what your journey is with these AI platforms. But just try a couple, guys.
I know Don in the comments, Don Kearney put in there's no cost with I think he said Pocket. Is that what he said?
Yeah, Pocket.
Is there any cost with these things?
A few of them, most of them, like you would imagine, they have a free trial period. Whisper has a free trial period, and then they limit the amount of words that you can actually, use. But
Mm-hmm.
some of them are free. ChatGPT is free. Of course, a lot of times they have, what would I say? A lot of times they have upgraded programs, right? It's like this
Sure.
is free, but the pro version is, and
Right.
the amount of cost for most of these is pretty nominal.
Okay.
But yeah, so Pocket, no.
Cool.
So check them all out,
Um,
guys. And thanks for that, Don.
yeah. So yeah, good webinar today, Kevin. It was covered a lot of territory. Just to recap, if you guys are interested in talking to Daniel, reach out to him. Um, Next week, I will not be here, so please make note of that. I'll send out an email. Kevin, I'm going to, most of you know that I'm uh, involved with professional surfing. And next week is the North American basically championships. So I will be out of Dodge, so to speak. Um, it'll be too hard for me to kind of juggle everything broker related. So I'm going to not try to do that and stress myself out. So we'll put together an email with everyone's contact, who to reach out to for, obviously the CDA process won't change. For any questions or support, we'll make sure there's an email. Certainly you can find all of our contacts on our website, our directory, of who's who in the company. And so, yeah, just want to give everyone a heads up there.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate that. Yeah, you can always find the directory in the Human Resources tab of the Agent Resource Center. And you can download that directory, have it right on your hard drive, or print it out and have it on your desk. So, too easy. Well, Bill, thanks for your insights. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on this Wednesday webinar. And get out there, make it a productive week, make it a more productive week and a more efficient week with these AI tools. And we'll see you guys all next Wednesday.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye bye.